hair down to my back, or I cut a bob and do it into single plots.
Hello, welcome to Two Mad Beans Podcast. A new week, a new episode. Abna, what's up?
Kojo, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm good.
Nah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. And today I have a friend.
Okay.
Evans. I've been chatting Evans for some months now. I didn't know I know him personally.
Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I was surprised. So, okay, so I know this guy. He's my hood guy.
But how are you guys chatting without knowing each other?
I thought he was just a fan of the podcast. So we chat and vibe.
Oh, okay.
And we made an arrangement that, okay, one of the days you come on the podcast.
Nobody chats me concerning the podcast.
You're not on social media.
I'm so sorry about that.
Evans, what's up?
How could you, Adi?
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Charlie, welcome. And thanks for listening to the podcast. He listens to every episode. And gives feedback too.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to be on the show.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about is Africa ready for the next pandemic? So COVID-19 came. We stayed in the house roughly for almost a month.
3 months. Oh, sorry, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, almost a month.
I wanted 3 months, so it's always
Yeah. And it has caused a lot of damages to our economy, worldwide economy and all that. So today we want to focus on the next pandemic. Anything can happen at any time. We can have another pandemic.
You know, I told you the other time that...
Yeah, you told me about your...
I think that Africa deals with pandemics better than the rest of the world.
And today, okay.
Today we
see, yeah, let's have
I was just curious about your perception.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know about it. So definitely we'll get there. Yeah, sure.
Yes, you do.
So, you can start. Let's start.
So, Evans, Africa as a continent, can our economy recover from this COVID-19?
Recovery. I think we are recovering. We are on the path of recovery. Though it will be, I'll say it will be at the pace of a snail. Mm-hmm. It will take time, but then gradually we'll get there.
But was our economy really affected?
Yes. Every aspect of the economy. Every aspect of the economy.
Yeah, true.
Every aspect. From the way we talk, from the way we dress, from where we eat.
I think food is what was really affected.
Yes, from where we even hang out, religion, school, health, everything. So the entire economy has been heavily affected.
True. But can we recover?
Sure, we recover. But then Africa's pace of recovery will be very, very slow. Compared to different continents. Yeah, sure. Okay. Our recovery will be very, very slow. For that one, it's very easy to say.
Okay, so in your opinion, which areas do you think were actually exposed to the pandemic? Areas of our development?
Without even thinking far, straight to will be our health sector.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pandemic is health related, so definitely it will expose how prepared we are in terms of our health infrastructure and all that. So, little wonder that, even before the pandemic, you realize we had that no bed syndrome.
Yeah.
So we were dealing with that already, and then the pandemic came in. So it's badly exposed us. So for the health sector, without even thinking far, I'll say the health sector. Then we come to our education, educational sector.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Sure. Schools had to be closed, obviously, to minimize the spread of the pandemic or the virus. So schools had to be closed, churches had to be closed, mosques had to be closed. Until recently, that the president announced or eased the restrictions. Yeah. So then what else? The aviation sector. Aviation and then tourism sector, because now you can't even go to Saturday like this. The beaches have been packed.
Are they still closed?
They are.
Beaches?
Yeah, they are closed.
They are.
Yeah.
Our beaches are still closed. Our pubs, our nightclubs, and these are places that on weekends people would like to hang out and then have fun and then be stressed. Now these places are all locked down because of the pandemic. So these are the areas that readily come to mind. I'm sure there are lots that all of us have an idea of.
So how proactive is Africa as a whole with the ongoing pandemic?
Africa, we like to play catching up. We like to play catching up. We are always looking up to the West and then the American continent. You know what they are going to do, and then for us to also follow up. So we are always playing catch up, and our preparedness and then our readiness. Like I said, it's a bit slow. It's been like that with Africa for a very long time.
Because I think if we actually took this virus seriously in the beginning, it wouldn't have reached, because everyone was like, oh, you can't survive in Africa.
I remember.
I remember.
Yes.
True.
And then one thing about the virus, because this COVID-19 it's a bit, though the virus family that the COVID-19 belongs to, it's not new to humans. But then this one is novel. So people were trying to interpret it from different angles. Like you were saying, initially you were even thinking, oh, Africa, we are safe because of our temperate.
Yeah.
Because the virus can't stand it.
Yeah, true.
But then later, we had African countries recording cases.
Yeah.
So we were slow. Even Ghana, people are bashing the government for not being really proactive when there were cases elsewhere. We were late in closing our borders.
Yeah.
And then we were late in placing certain restrictions and to minimize or mitigate the spread of the virus. So this one, it paints the entire picture about Africa in terms of our readiness in dealing with a lot of things. So,
and I also think now that we have like over 8,000 cases now.
I think
People are acting as if nothing is going on.
Exactly. When you go to town,
because of the restrictions.
Remember, we had a discussion on phone. You told me that Africa, we love our lives, as compared to developed countries. So,
well,
the virus, the virus didn't do well in affecting most Africans here. Yeah, we had a chat on that concerning how Africans react to stuff.
Yeah,
and also of the view that Africa, we don't really prepare for any outcome of anything.
Sure.
But you said that because we love our lives, which is true. Africans love life. But looking at the whole virus now, when I'm in Trotsky, this will even take 4 in the evening. They don't take 3 again. They don't care again. Yeah.
Someone said the other time that the virus is gone.
Oh yeah.
All these cases, they are malaria cases, and they are recording them as COVID-19 cases.
Even my uni friend, they keep saying that the whole thing is a setup.
Even the so-called elite or the exposed ones in terms of education still have that perception that I'm on my GSS speech. I have friends. Charlie, forget. Now I don't know any hold on. People are saying they need to be showing pictures of dead people concerning them. They can't do that because they think the virus is still not here.
True, that's African thing.
Africans need proof for everything.
Yes,
exactly. And then not to prolong this thing. Quickly chipping in. I remember there was a debate on the floor of Parliament. Honorable Aban Bagbin made this point on the floor of Parliament that they should show cases of people or cases of death on national television for it to sink into people's mindset that
it's actually going on.
The virus is here.
But that's not right. You can't use someone
because people are saying the government is manipulating or fabricating figures and cases.
Yeah.
True, I heard that argument.
Yes, but on the road grounds, they are saying the virus is not here. So, it's
somewhere.
Sometimes our mentality and then how we perceive things.
So with China, I had issues with China. I always believe that China engineered the whole virus thing. I believe that it's not any animal thing.
A conspiracy theory.
And I so believe in it because China wants to rule the world. I so believe in that theory.
Really?
So China, they brought a virus.
Wow.
Did they really help
him?
China brought a virus. It started from China. Yes.
However it happened, we don't know. We're not there.
Okay, so it started from China. Yes. Have they really helped in curbing this whole virus, this pandemic?
China. The little reading that I've done concerning this virus, I remember when Italy's case were on the ascendancy, they flew doctors from Wuhan or China to go and help Italy deal with their rising number of cases. So for that bit, I don't know what if we say they've contributed or they've helped.
Yeah.
What exactly remained concerning that?
In terms of helping curb the virus in Africa,
So
like bringing incentives or.
But I heard Jack Ma
Alibaba.
And if that one, people also had issues that it was infested with the virus.
Yeah, because I heard in Spain, the testing kits they sent,
it was infested.
It was infected with the virus.
Wow.
But that was it was speculation.
Part of the conspiracy theory.
We don't know if it was actually
for
true.
a fact, yeah.
But aside what Jack Ma actually sends, do you think they've actually maybe educated our doctors on how to curb it, as they are saying they've really cured the virus from their country? That's what they are saying.
It's difficult to say. Apart from them sending their doctors to Italy to help deal with their increasing number of cases, I barely could really think of any aspects that maybe they have, but then I'm not informed in that aspect or something like that. So they've done their bit.
Okay, that's China.
That's
they always do their bit.
Yeah.
But I love China.
You love China?
Yeah,
And
it's a very interesting country.
One thing is, it was more of the popular saying that each one for himself, God for us all.
Yeah.
Every country was struggling to deal with or
so
trying to
now,
battle the virus.
Yeah.
You understand? So China had their fair share of the virus. That's where it actually started. Almighty America was battling with the virus as well.
Yes.
So it's very difficult for people leaving their country, folks, and then extending their help beyond their borders. Yeah. So this one, it was more of each one for himself, God for us all scenario. So I think we can't afford them too much.
Yeah, we actually can't, but they should do more. Okay, so Africa, we are known for our herbal medicine.
Sure.
How well have we equipped and empowered our herbalists to bring a cure or try and maybe find some herbs for the virus?
Well,
aside what
like we say, the virus is novel, so there's been a lot of experiments, a lot of research, a lot of thinking, because the scientists themselves have not been able to pinpoint a particular solution as to how to deal with the virus. So for our herbal medicine that we have in our jurisdiction, should I even it's been on an experiment, so it's very difficult for
I also think it's very difficult for them,
for the science community to wholly accept that this is the cure or the solution to the virus. So they are still experimenting. Now different ideas are coming. I was just reading while sitting outside. I was just reading that ibuprofen now can cure it or something like that, or can help mitigate
the virus.
At the point they were talking about chloroquine.
Yeah.
Our good old chloroquine.
Yeah, but when they've banned it again.
Exactly. So things keep changing.
Yeah.
And one thing about this virus that I've learned so far is that it's very, very difficult studying.
When it mutates.
The mutation.
Yeah, you think you are getting to know it.
Then it changes.
So
sneaky.
Exactly. So it's very, very difficult studying the virus. So it will be very difficult for us to, be confident about our local herbs.
But the problem is, scientists are not really doing anything. Not that, sorry. They're actually doing everything they can, but they are still trying to figure it out. Right?
Exactly.
And we are all putting our faith and everything in them.
Sure.
But are we putting our faith in the herbalist also?
So if I
them
get
to try.
So if I get we are neglecting them.
Yes, like we are neglecting. We are not even giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. So Minister of Communication, Kojo Ponkroma, said with Ghana, he was interviewed on BBC and he said in Ghana, with our treatment, they look at your body reaction. So some people were recovering with the herbal medicines from Ghana.
So they're actually using herbal medicine to treat them?
Some recover better with the herbal than the
and they are getting
chemical.
Full recovery.
So because the thing mutates, we don't know how to tackle it. So some people, they give them herbal thing and it's working for them. So they maintain doing that. Some to recover with the chemical stuff.
I didn't know Ghana is using herbal medicine.
They are experimenting on people.
Okay.
So they can't totally come out that, okay, this particular hex is the solution. But some people are recovering.
Yeah, doing
experimenting on people. Yeah. So for what I know.
That's interesting. So that's all you have to say about that.
Yeah, for the herbal aspect.
Is this pandemic the seemingly third world war for the superpowers fighting supremacy? If so, where do we stand as a continent?
Because
they are fighting, they are battling, they are causing it.
Yeah.
They are collateral damage.
Yeah.
They've been like the conspiracy theories keep coming. It never ceases. Initially, there were talks. Even Trump still holds that perception.
The ideology. Yeah.
The virus was biologically engineered. To be used as a warfare. Well, my knowledge in this aspect is limited. So the little that I know, I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree with that notion that it was biologically engineered.
Okay.
Like I said earlier on, the family of viruses that COVID-19 belongs to is not entirely new to humans.
Okay.
Yes, if you do the research, it's not entirely new to humans. We've gone through that phase, and then the virus has appeared in our faces again. So it will be difficult for me to believe that it was biologically engineered to be used as a warfare. So the conspiracy theory is there. I mean, it will never cease. It will keep popping up. But as to whether the superpowers are going to use that as a warfare, I should on that.
I also think if they wanted to, they would have done that a long time ago. Because right now it's like the cases are going down compared to when they actually started.
Sure.
Yes. So if they wanted to use this virus as a weapon, I'm sure they would have. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah.
Cool.
Not far from right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I actually believe that it might have been engineered to control population, but I don't think.
Not to cut you, Bill Gates raised that point.
He raised that point.
Yeah.
Is he not part of it?
And then he had a heavy bashing.
Yeah,
I think he was raising that point about the virus being used as a weapon to control population. But it's been debunked by power watchers and then experts.
I did a podcast recording on vultures, and the guest on the show made mention of Wuhan that last year or two they were banned from the animal selling there. So basically, one is noted
They sell
for
vultures.
a lot of animals.
Sell as in
Like they eat them, they sell them, and this rich people, that's their
as
thing.
in frozen food.
No,
like chicken,
that place
live
like a
vultures.
huge farm there that they raise all these animals like snakes, anything. Yeah, you can eat. They eat.
Vulture farm.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary.
I am shocked.
We have a cockroach farm. It's a lucrative business
How do
in
you
China.
breed cockroach?
So Wuhan,
They rear them. They rear them and sell. It's a delicacy.
yeah, for them. So according to my
So a
friend,
lot of meat that you don't like.
they like
Yeah.
it.
Or you detest.
So maybe it
it's a
wasn't
delicacy there.
engineered. Maybe it was what they eat.
So my
Exactly.
friend was of the
There's been
nation
that
that
point.
Yeah.
there are a lot of stuff they eat there which contain a lot of pathogens, and they have been advised not to be eating those animals. But yes, so the rich people feel when they are rich, you have to eat such certain animals.
Vultures is for the
bats.
rich.
Not only vultures,
Cockroach.
snakes, anything you can eat, they eat it over there.
Well,
It depends on the jurisdiction.
sure.
So
Just
if
like some see
I can understand that.
snails as a delicacy, others also see it as a taboo.
It's true.
You understand?
It's
So
actually true.
So I believe that if it's not even engineered, they should curb how they raise certain animals over there. The ones with pathogens, they shouldn't do it because it's banned. It's banned though, like it's a global thing. They ban certain animals that we can't feed on it. But with them, they illegally raise these animals and sell it to the rich.
Oh, okay.
In
So
Wuhan.
it's like contraband.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's a huge market over there.
A black market.
Yeah, black market over there in Wuhan. So the next question.
Exciting news.
With Madagascar claiming to have a cure for the virus and little from African Union to support the agenda to help finance and distribute it to the union members, is it an indictment that AU is a toothless dog?
But why though? Why don't they want to accept the Madagascar tonic? Is it because it's herbal and it's from Africa?
But I may ask a question: Is it scientifically proven to
But it's
be seen as
serving
a
its
cure?
purpose.
Yeah, for them in their country,
There are
nobody died.
cases of recovery.
Yeah, in their country, nobody died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody recovered.
And then is it tied to the mixture, or for want of a better word, like
Yeah, so with them,
The little I know, yeah. If you take it,
you will
recover.
recover. And according to the president, even WHO tried bribing him.
there were talks. I had all
The WHO tried bribing him that he should come out and say, "Oh, the thing is not like 100% effective," so that they can also do their thing. But he rejected. So looking at things, the thing works. But with me, my issue is that they belong to the African Union. We have to back them on stuff.
Yeah.
When it's a white man, AU back the person and to become huge. So why suddenly anything from Africa, then AU is quiet on it? So right now it's like Madagascar against the world. They are trying to make people believe in it, but we can't believe in it because AU is not backing them.
Yeah.
If AU is backing them, they also believe in
I
it.
kind of get what Evans said. Is it scientifically proven? Maybe AU doesn't want to back it because
They have scientists over there and no recorded death. Everybody has recovered in Madagascar.
But if it goes into your system and kills the virus, it's not going to affect any other thing in your system.
Yeah.
So far no death and so far
No side effects.
no side effect too.
I see.
And even AU has a department for research into herbal stuff. So this is a time for them to even take this medicine, research on it, and give it to African countries.
Well,
And they're reluctant.
Well, that discussion has been, and even way before the virus came up, there's been talk about AU not being a toothless bulldog, as you put it in the question. Not backing its members, not whipping its members into line in terms of a policy direction and the way forward for Africa as a continent. So I'm not shocked that you pose that question. For AU, sometimes they are very reluctant. They are very reluctant in terms of pushing agenda for their member states and
And they can't afford them to because no country in Africa is totally independent. You depend on these countries.
Sure.
So for instance, if somebody has a stake in this whole pandemic thing, and the person calls your country president and say, don't back it, the person wouldn't back it. Because we need more stuff from such countries.
There's a lot of power play.
so it means they're actually toothless bulldogs.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
They don't bite.
They only observe African Day, then we stay home. They read our Kwame Nkrumah.
So this thing you are saying, yeah.
Give us a last, then so let's
We'll
continue.
come at you.
You should come. Let's continue.
So Evans, do you think Africa will be ready for an unforeseen event like another pandemic?
We can't rule it out. We had the influenza pandemic that took out millions of people worldwide.
Yeah.
And then here we are, 2020, later part of 2019, early 2020. Here we are faced with COVID-19. So for pandemics, it could take any form at all. It might not be health related like we have with COVID-19. It could be anything at all. As to how prepared we are, like I said earlier on, Africa we are always playing catch up. So we will stand aloof or stand akimbo, and then another pandemic will hit us hardly in the face. And then we're now trying to regroup and then see how best we'll be able to do with whichever pandemic that we are going to be faced with. So, but there is hope. There is hope.
But I think
we are just hoping that
we'll do better.
Sure.
Because
if we
remember,
don't,
we
then
fought Ebola. Ebola was deadlier than COVID-19. I told you that if Ebola affected the other parts of the world like COVID-19, the world would have ended by now. It would have shut everything down because
and even if Ebola, to cut you, sorry, Ebola was even restricted to the West African
just
jurisdiction.
West Africa.
Understand?
Just West Africa.
And even Africa, Ghana here, we're lucky not to report a case.
Yeah. But Nigeria did a marvelous job. Congo is still fighting Ebola.
Yeah, it's been there since.
Yeah.
And they are just doing an amazing job. So I actually think we have a long way to go as a continent.
Sure.
But when it comes to dealing with issues like this, we are not so bad. We are not so bad, honestly.
But there's more room for improvements.
A lot of rooms.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we are
There's a
better than
lot to be
South
done.
America.
There's a lot to be done to improve our situation.
So before we go, what holistic steps should government of Africa countries take after COVID-19?
This is a very, very good question. I like the question because it's going to project our thinking, our mindsets going forward in case a new pandemic strike today. We cannot be doing the same thing that we've done for eons of years. We need a mental re-engineering. We need to recalibrate our thinking. We need to refocus as a continent.
Sure.
From what COVID has done to us, I don't think we should sit idle or unprepared. Because anything can happen in the next year or two.
Yeah.
You understand? So, people that have been entrusted with power and then have a certain form of authority in terms of directing how our socio-economic resources are being dispensed need to have a rethink.
Yeah.
We need to look into areas of priority. It's about time that we shunned engaging or doing populist ventures or ideas, structures or policies that easily win us votes.
Yeah.
But it's not there for the long term.
But if that favors their political gains,
Exactly,
I think they are going to.
That's what we have to eschew as a continent or as leaders. Either that in the next year or two or whatever years that it might take, a new pandemic will strike us hardly and then we'll be found wanting.
Yeah, because I heard when the Spanish flu happened, the first phase was like 2 million people, but people thought it was over. The second phase was deadlier than the first phase. So you never know what will happen.
Exactly.
Maybe this is just
Phase 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't trust
When
Africans.
I saw the
So
storm.
Africa, there, we don't learn. Like Africans will never learn.
Human beings don't learn.
No,
not
it's
just
about
Africans.
structures. So it's about structures.
Exactly.
Like the developed countries, they are like Africans. So they are stubborn and all that, but they are structures
Sure.
to put everybody in line.
So what's preventing that from happening? Is it leadership?
It's-
Is it our mindset?
Yes,
It's-
leadership crisis. Yeah.
I think we are the reflection of people leaders. We vote for people who are aligned to our thinking. Buying bed for hospitals is not something we should talk about now. 2020.
Or do you think we are gullible?
Ambulances.
People deceive us. Yeah, do you know actually people went for excursion at where the ambulances are?
Yeah.
Because we have
There was a
three
hole there,
ambulances.
They're about
Like,
ambulance.
what?
Ambulance.
It tells you our state of development.
So
I thought it was a meme when I saw it.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
no, it's
No,
actually
true.
a thing. People actually
so
went there.
you can't blame
The
leaders.
commission of ambulances.
You can't blame leaders.
And the president went to
Integrate it and all that. Yeah.
It tells you about our state of development. You know, see the number of cases that hit most of these developed countries, and then juxtapose that with our case.
yeah.
Some people are saying, "Oh, we manage ours better. That's why we are recording fewer deaths and all that."
No.
Well, but if those number of cases that hit, say America for instance, for that number of cases to hit us, just imagine how our health system would have been brought to its knees. Already we are grappling. We are struggling. We have Kolebu, which is our major health infrastructure, are struggling with beds, common beds.
We are not managing anything. Few days, my friend called me and said,
Control is in
"No, we
first now.
are not managing anything." So a few days back, my friend called and said a close friend of hers is dead. She gave birth, and after birth, she was coughing blood. So they took her to hospital, and nobody went to where she was sleeping because they feared it was COVID. The lady died. She died. They went to do the test, and she wasn't even affected with COVID-19.
She was coughing blood.
Coughing blood
But
after
COVID,
birth.
you don't cough blood.
That's the perception that coughing blood means you have some.
Now anything that
It's dry cough. Don't they know that?
Yeah.
They are doctors.
The
and
lady is
nurses.
dead, and nobody cares.
anything that
Nobody
has
don't care.
that has semblance with COVID.
People run away from it.
Yeah.
Exactly, you struggle.
But
Or wherever
when
they
it
are
first
putting it.
started, I heard a kid in the northern region. He had asthma. So he had an attack.
A lot of
everyone
cases.
was scared to
To attend to
because
her.
they thought it was
A lot of
like
cases.
And you can't fault this health personnel because, one, if the person is infected and dies, nobody's going to take care of their family.
They don't even
There's
have
no
enough
money.
PPEs
So
to
that's what I'm talking about,
protect
structures.
insurance.
If there are structures
They're not motivated
to work. So there's no structures.
So this talk fits into what I was saying about we having a rethink about our policy direction.
Sure.
You understand? We can't always be, focusing on doing populist ideas or ventures because you are going to win votes in the next election. No. We need to think about the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
Exactly.
How the generation unborn are going to benefit from our policies. And these are the things that make a unique leader. Now we are benefiting from policies or structures that were made as far back as 1957 when we gained our independence. Exactly.
Yeah.
Free SHS was not engineered by this government. It was Nkrumah's time. Nkrumah engineered the whole thing. No, listen, I'm just trying to make a point here. Nkrumah had all these points there.
I like your energy.
We are now benefiting from Nkrumah's idea of free HSS. Yes. So why can't another person also sit there and say, okay, I'm taking upon myself to structure the whole health service. Every day there's a hospital.
Entire economy, the entire economy at large. You understand? We need to have a real focus. You understand? So our spending pattern needs to change.
Everything needs to change in this country.
We need to.
But I think people can't change their mindset. So the best thing is make the structures.
Who is going to make that structure?
It's leadership.
Because
People who have the power to change the structures.
The thing is, leadership is overly focused on winning the next election than improving the plight of the ordinary citizen. Understand? So a government comes for once 7th January after an election where a new government or if the incumbent wins and then the incumbent continues, the incumbent is immediately begins to think about the next election, how to win the next election. So all policies, all
roles,
everything,
the next 4 years,
everything is focused about the next election rather than thinking about how to alleviate the plight of the ordinary person.
You do not care.
So COVID has stopped us.
Yeah, Charlie, Africa there. I get tired of Africa most times.
Why should you?
Because nothing works here. Nothing works in Africa.
Evans.
So today we had Evans Asiedu Agyei. Yo, I love this episode. So interactive. So your closing remarks before you go.
Well, let me give it.
Sorry, let me just say this. What's your opinion about the 5G conspiracy?
The 5G conspiracy. It was a very interesting and funny. How
do you think it's actually related?
No, not at all. I don't think we shouldn't give it that much attention. And unfortunately, we had prominent religious leaders.
Some church people. I didn't want to say it, but
yeah. I mean, that's why I'm trying to be silent on that.
Started a protest.
It was huge and indoctrinating their congregants and trying to link COVID to the 5G. God. I'm no computer engineer. I'm very limited in that aspect. But then the little knowledge that I have acquired, I simply, put it in the trash can because I couldn't see.
There's no connection.
I like that.
I couldn't see the nexus between COVID and then 5G. How? And then this thing was being propagated.
They said it's the 666 mark of the beast. I feel like it's very dangerous. If you want to believe this, just
poison the mindset of
don't
people.
Poison someone else. Someone who is supposed to protect themselves against the virus. And can tell them the virus is bullshit. Is a revelation thing. So do not protect yourself. Don't wear the mask. Out. When the churches were closed, like, they'll go to church because it's their right and they have to go to church.
Everything about the preventive measures were being downplayed.
Yes.
And then these things...
In developed countries, such a person will be arrested and be taken to court for
prosecution.
Inciting public.
Yeah.
See, that's where structures work. Ghana, no structures. Africa, no structure. We talk. See, after this COVID, the white people sit down and write a white paper for the next generation to learn about this thing. Ghana here, we sit here, we talk.
Well, I still love my country, so...
I love Ghana.
Although it sounded
I'm emotional because things don't work here.
Yeah, it actually does.
Africa is a country.
If you have the chance to leave, are you going to leave?
In Africa? Oh, yeah, I want to come back to Africa. I think there's a purpose being here. And I want to create that awareness being here and all that.
And I think we can also affect change.
And that was the point I was coming to. For young brains, fine brains, as we've gathered here, I think we should lead the change. Yes, we can't sit idle.
Yeah.
Let's, like our podcast, we're educating people.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, let's write, let's post on our social media handles. Let's educate. Let's re-engineer the mindset of people. If you sit aloof, you know, our generation yet to be born will also come and then meet this same thing, and then they'll also be blaming us.
Very sad.
We didn't do anything to help them. So, like fine brains like us, these are the things that we should push to change the narrative.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Evans. Such very interesting segments. Kojo has been heated today.
Yeah, we come back again.
I'm excited.
But before we go, I have another podcast I want people to listen to.
Yeah.
I listen to this podcast. I'm so excited about it because I love music. I love music.
Music is just...
So if you love music,
it's cheap therapy.
Just go on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
It's hits you and they
Charlie, I love music. So a friend of mine has this podcast solely for music. Just go on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube and type a cup of juice. A cup of juice.
I'm drooling.
A cup of juice and music podcast.
Anything music, Charlie, me, I'm in for it.
Charlie, a cup of juice and music podcast. So with her podcast, she'll introduce you to new artists you have not heard of. She wants to change your playlist. Don't listen to the usual. There are a lot of great talent around. So listen to a cup of juice and music podcast. Evans, thanks for coming.
Charlie, thanks for having me. Abina, thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I'm super excited to be on this show.
Charlie, God bless you.
Excited to have you here.
Bye.
How you can do it.